So, all right. So, blessing, sister. I just want to welcome you, sisters, to how I made $100,000 in 100 days with what I call the Sacred Seven and with a relaxed part time schedule. So, I'm Jessica, and I am passionate about women engaging in radical self care in their businesses and growing our businesses in relaxed, feminine ways. And I've been a business coach for 15 years. I've also been creating women's events and community for 20 years. And in my 30s, I was guided through chronic illness to unlearn old stressful business strategies that I had been taught, and to instead deeply nourish myself with community and collaboration and creating a business designed around resting and receiving. So take a moment to type yes in the chat if you are in a place in your business where you are wanting to create with a foundation of resting and receiving. Go ahead and type yes in the chat if that resonates with you. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful. Yes, with exclamation points. Hell yes, all capital letters. Beautiful. Okay, thank you. So I have had a sustainable multiple six figure business for over a decade that has allowed me to work part time. So the myth that as your business grows, it becomes harder work, that can be true, but that can also be a myth. And I am passionate about women having prosperity in ways that are nourishing and replenishing. But I'm also passionate about women linking arms and moving forward together, because what we can create together is far greater than what we can create alone. So type yes in the chat if that resonates. And also type into the chat, what kind of healer or entrepreneur are you? What kind of healer or entrepreneur are you? Are you a wellness practitioner? Are you a community creator? Are you a business coach? Are you an author? Go ahead and type what kind of entrepreneur are you? And in a moment, I'll come back and read your answers. But while you're typing, let me just tell you what we're going to cover today. So, of course, I'm going to talk about how I made $100,000 in 100 days, multiple times with the Sacred Seven. Also, dear sisters, many of my clients added 10,000 to $100,000 income to their businesses in a season without complicated funnels, without posting all over social media, without Facebook ads. So I'll share some of their business practices with you, and I'll also share how we scaled our businesses, how me and my clients have scaled our businesses with heart connection, with intimacy, with collaboration, and without hustle. Towards the end, I'm going to give you a helpful pricing and positioning hack that really increased my own client attraction. And I'll also give you an opportunity to join my business mastermind to support you to grow your audience, to increase your income in this next season with unlimited business coaching and lots of community support. So let me go ahead and acknowledge the shares in the chat here. So, okay, we've got wellness practitioner, author, speaker, quantum healer, soul alchemist. Yes, Lisa Marie, dear sister. Alexi is a life purpose coach. Terry Moon, painless transformation catalyst. Ooh, I like this direction that you're going in, Terry. I've known Terry for years. That's juicy. Beautiful. Celine, I teach people how to slow down, stop, or reverse dementia. So beautiful, so needed. Lila, I'm in a career transition, moving into coaching and consulting. Beautiful. Cycle awareness, syncing. Beautiful. Okay, fantastic. Interior design. Wonderful. And also writing. Taisi is a dancer. Harriet is guide to being fulfilled and free. Erica is a resilience coach, women's spirituality, psychotherapist. Welcome, Judy. Shamanic practitioner. Welcome, Sandra. Integrative health coach. Beautiful. Public speaking, women's empowerment. Beautiful. Launching an art business. Efrat is a product-based business. Efrat has an amazing line of organic women's skincare. Catherine, okay, great. Okay, beautiful. I'm just seeing the posts come in. Awesome, wonderful. So first of all, I just want you to notice what an incredible circle of women are here today. I really want to appreciate you, all of you. I mean, your businesses are medicine that is needed by this world. So I just want you to really feel that, your depth, your value of what you offer. I also want to appreciate you for being the kind of woman who is committed to showing up for your highest expression of your business. I know just by being here means that you are, and also just what you shared in the chat means that you are committed to creating medicine, offering your medicine to your clients, to the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What I want to name is in this Lionsgate energy and also the recent full moon, the energy can be kind of crunchy. And I mentioned earlier that a lot of women, oh, thank you. Thanks for your note about my tattoos. Beautiful. I so appreciate that. I know in the winter, in my classes that I taught, I was all covered up with my sweaters. So thank you so much. So this has been an intense and crunchy time, like very intense for a lot of women light leaders. Type yes in the chat if that resonates, if this has been kind of an intense season for you or intense few weeks for you. Beautiful. Alexi says yes. Shannon, Lila. Oh, Shannon, welcome. So wonderful to have you here. Lila, Uma, Erica, Judy, Sandra, Terry, Lisa. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so for beautiful Catherine. So gathering like this in community, I think can really smooth some of the rough edges. So I also just want to thank you for in the midst of the intensity, choosing to be here. And I always like to start my workshops with an embodied manifestation meditation. So I want to invite you to take a moment to stand and take a power pose. So if you're in a place where you can actually stand, and I'm going to go ahead and shift as well. Get my screen here. So I want to invite you to go ahead and stand and take a power pose to really, in whatever position has you feel a sense of grounded presence and power in your body. In this Lionsgate energy, this is a fertilizing energy. Lionsgate is all about shining a light on everything in your business and your life. This is a time for breakthroughs. This is a time for rebirthing. This is a moment to step into manifestation. So just take a moment to take a breath into your body. And I'm going to take a moment to walk you through just a very brief manifestation visualization. So I want you to just imagine you can hold that power pose, continue to breathe. You can move a little bit if that helps you. And I want you to imagine a beautiful future where you have built your audience and created community around your business. You have spaciousness to pursue your creative desires. You have designed your business to allow for downtime and rest and travel. Breathing into that downtime, that rest, that travel. You have designed your business to allow for plenty of downtime, rest, and travel. You create and sell sought after, prosperous programs. You abundantly fill your events and your workshops. Breathing into any place that feels spacious, breathing into the crunchy places as well. You have multiple streams of income. You're able to make sizable donations to organizations that you care about. Relax your body, relax your pelvis, breathe. And you feel taken care of by your business. So I want to invite you to go ahead and come back into a seated position. I'll join you. And just type into the chat, how did that land in your body? How did that land in your body? Beautiful, open-hearted, softening, release, relief. Beautiful, grounding in your feet, profound, smoothly and softly, easefully. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat with me. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. My deepest intention is that our time together today is a remembering, a reminder of what works that you already know. Maybe coming into some new ideas, ahas, but also a reminder to simplify. And a reminder to live as a beacon of light through your business. So type yes into the chat box if you are ready to learn some business paths to maybe add $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 to your business income. Go ahead and type yes in the chat if you are ready to dive in. Gorgeous. Great. Yes with multiple S's, exclamation points, big yes, yes, please. Okay, wonderful. We're here. All right, let's dive in. So, how I made $100,000 in 100 days with the Sacred Seven. So number one of the Sacred Seven, and I'm going to be pasting some of what I'm speaking to. I just burped. I'm going to paste some of what I am speaking to. Energy is moving into the chat. So number one of the Sacred Seven, I just typed into the chat, is alignment. Alignment with my self-care and my spiritual commitment. So these first two are more internal, and the rest that we're going to talk about is more practical. So alignment, when I am in daily connection to the divine, when I am honoring my body, my temple with radical self-care, then nothing can really pull me out of my center. When I am aligned, I am attracting people and opportunities in alignment with what I am creating. Taking deep care of the way I show up in relationships, the way I show up in my communities, nourishing my business with beneficial connections. For example, I have attended women's business mastermind circles every week for over 10 years. So all of this influences how I show up in the paradigm. You are a beacon of light. You are a leader. People look to you for wisdom and guidance. And being in your center is an attractor. Now, this has been an intense year for many women, as we've already been talking about. And when women entrepreneurs go into imbalance, two shadow patterns start to run the show. The first shadow pattern, when we go into imbalance, is that we start to spiral into negative thought loops and retreat into ourselves, becoming lone wolves. We start to believe that we can just figure everything out ourselves. But out in nature, if we look to nature as a master teacher, out in nature, lone wolves become scavengers, right? Without the support of their pack. And for women entrepreneurs trying to figure out everything alone in her business, this scavenging often shows up in the form of the second shadow pattern, which is chasing quick fixes, chasing shiny objects with little nutritional value. So we start to chase shiny objects. We're constantly guessing and questioning what's the right move. We're chasing bits and pieces of business knowledge or hastily throwing our offerings out into the world from a place of scarcity. And this frenetic energy makes us feel like we are in action. But the fallout is adrenal fatigue or worse, gaps in business knowledge, and holes in your business strategy. Versus stepping forward in your business with intention and knowing that each step is leading to prosperity. So the antidote to both of these two shadow patterns, becoming lone wolves and chasing shiny objects, leads us to number 2 of the sacred 7. And this is a key to how I made 100K in 100 days multiple times. And it is attunement. So this is another inner game piece. I deeply listened to my community and my colleagues, and I attuned my business strategy and my message. So I'll break down what I mean by this. Type yes into the chat if you have ever been part of some kind of ongoing long-term support, like a women's circle or a priestess initiation or a certification process, or if you've obtained a degree or a practitioner license. Type yes into the chat if you've ever been part of some kind of ongoing support container. Beautiful. Okay, lots of yeses coming into the chat. Let me just scoot my notes over. Gorgeous. Okay, great. Yeah, I imagine many of you are very seasoned healers. And so I imagine that you have absolutely had that experience. So you know that consistent ongoing support was deeply beneficial and maybe even a magical part of your ability to accomplish your goals. What we can create with consistent ongoing support and community is so much greater and so much more magical than what we can create alone. So I made 100K in 100 days multiple times, in part because I listened to my community. I was aligned with my spiritual practices. We just talked about that. I listened to my community and I took some time to get feedback from my sisters, my colleagues, so that I could attune myself, my message, my strategy, to trust that my business ideas were coming from a really aligned place, right? I listened to my colleagues and my community so that I knew that my messaging would resonate, so that I knew that my offerings would attract before I put them out into the world. So I'll give you an example. So in my business mastermind, I get women together in small, intimate, what I call Queen's Council circles. These are mastermind circles. The point is to give each other loving, constructive feedback on their messaging, their pricing, their sales strategy, their client attraction. And it's magical to witness women coming together in small, intimate circles and receive game-changing resources and business knowledge from each other. Remember, I said earlier that many of my clients have been able to increase their income by $5,000, $10,000, even $100,000 in one season. The common factor for all of them was having consistent, ongoing space to run their ideas by other women colleagues. So I'm going to put this in the chat for you. Let's set some intentions. Let's set some intentions. I'll put these in the chat as I say them. So intention number one, I create a business that honors my self-care and my spiritual values. Intention number two, I listen to my community and my colleagues. I take the time to listen so that I can attune my business and show up in my genius, knowing that each action is leading to prosperity. Which phrase resonates with you the most? Go ahead and type into the chat. Which phrase here, which intention resonates with you the most? If any. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, great. Business that honors my self-care. That's really resonating. Beautiful. Yes. Each action is leading to prosperity. Yes. Beautiful. I listen to my community and my colleagues. Wonderful. Okay, great. So let's take a moment to take a breath. Let's take a moment to take a breath, sisters. Go ahead and unmute yourself again. And let's just take a big community breath together. Here we go. Deepest breath in and out. Let's do that one more time. Big breath. Thank you for unmuting. All right. Thank you for being so interactive with me. That really helps my energy here as well. Go ahead and mute us again. Gorgeous. Okay. So let's get practical. Let's get practical. So number 3 of the Sacred 7, and this is a really important business structure that is going to allow you to grow to 6 figures if you're not there already. Even if you're already at 6 figures, it can allow you to grow to multiple 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures. I'm going to give you some examples as well. So this next ingredient is depth. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. So hold on a second. I want to make sure everyone's muted. There we go. Okay, great. So depth. So I highly recommend that you offer, in the pantheon of all your offerings, that you offer a scalable cornerstone program. And I'm going to explain what that means. So remember earlier I was talking about the shadow pattern of chasing shiny objects? Depth is all about continuously offering a program that is a cornerstone of your work, that is the cornerstone of your work, versus constantly trying to sell a bunch of different offerings. So I highly recommend that you have one cornerstone program. I'm going to put this in the chat for you, sisters. One cornerstone program that you are known for, right? That you become known for because you offer it again and again, that is scalable, meaning it's a group program which allows you to serve many people. And ideally it's evergreen, meaning people can join at any time. And that's really important because that eliminates the pressure of the launch from your business. Once you have a core group in that program, you don't have to do big launches again. So nearly every financially successful heart-based entrepreneur that I know has a sought after cornerstone program. And let me give you one example. This is a woman that you probably know. This is Marie Forleo. Marie is famous for her her course called B School. It's an online business course for women, which for many years she sold for just $2,000, right? This is her cornerstone program and the foundation of her $1 million business. So Marie, I screen share her because many of you know who she is. And her cornerstone program is a $2,000 course. Now, I just want to do a little bit of math magic for those of you that are a little bit newer to business, or you might be coming from the therapy model of like single sessions. Kind of the magic of having a program. I'll do a recap, August, in just a moment. Having a program that is $2,000, and you can have programs that are $10,000 if you want to. So I'm not saying this has to be $2,000, but what I'd like to highlight for you is with a program that is $2,000, like Marie, you only need to sell 3 each month to add $72,000 to your annual income. So I made $100,000 in 100 days, multiple times, because I had a cornerstone program that was sought after. Women heard about it, they told their friends about it, and it was priced, mine was priced around $3,000 or $4,000 at the time. Okay. Now, if you don't want to charge $2,000 or more for your cornerstone program, that's okay. You can offer something that's low cost, like a membership. So let me go ahead and share with you Laura's business model. So Laura started to earn $9,000 every month during her time in my business mastermind with her low-cost membership. So Laura offers seasonal journaling workshops. So those of you that like to offer workshops, this is a great model for you. Her workshops are very experiential. There are deep writing exercises and sharing. And during the workshop, she invites folks to take a natural next step with her and join her manifestation through writing membership. So she teaches a workshop. During that workshop, she invites them into her membership. Now, her membership is $150 per month. People love it. And she's been able to grow it and earn $9,000 a month just through this one cornerstone offering, in addition to her one-on-one practice income. So this is a second stream of income for her. So let's just take a moment to take a breath while I come out of screen share. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little recap. So August, this is for you. Thank you for asking for the recap. Perfect timing. This is what we have covered so far. So the first of the Sacred 7 was alignment. Align with your self-care and your spiritual commitments. This is about staying in your center. Stop chasing shiny objects. Let go of being a lone wolf. The second one was attune. This is all about deeply listening so that you can attune, listening, getting feedback so that you can attune your business strategy and message to be relevant for the moment, because your business is always evolving. So you have to take times where you're putting your finger on the pulse of your community, you're listening and letting that inform your next steps. So this is surrounding yourself with colleagues. Sorry, the spacing got a little funky in the chat. Surrounding yourself with colleagues, getting feedback, making sure your offerings, your message, your pricing will resonate before you put them out into the world. And offering, this final piece was depth, offering a scalable cornerstone program in your business that you just get really good at selling, that is like one of your big income streams, versus offering a bunch of tiny, different, disparate offerings. So what has resonated so far? What has resonated so far? And you can refer to the chat. Beautiful. Cornerstone programs. Okay, great. Yes. Wonderful. I'm so glad that that resonates for you, Uma. Great. Creating a core program. Yes. Deeply listening to your community. Attunement. Rest. Stop. Yes. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Depth. Letting go of being the lone wolf. Intention. Repetition. Community. Beautiful. Remember at the very beginning, I said, may this be a reminder to simplify. May our time together be a reminder to simplify. Often, sometimes when women come into my world, into my mentorship, who already have very established, like 6-figure, even multiple 6-figure businesses, oftentimes they come to me to help them simplify because their businesses have gotten so complicated and there's so many spinning wheels and spinning plates that their business has become insanely hard work. But with the examples that I give to you today, I just really want to highlight with like a very streamlined, simple business that doesn't require complicated funnels, that doesn't require hustle, that doesn't require a lot of moving parts. You can build these very sturdy prosperity pathways in your business. So I'm so glad as I read the chat. Beautiful. I love what you are gleaning so far. So let's move on. So number 4 of the sacred 7, number 4 is intimacy. This is my favorite. Intimacy in every part of my life is such a deep value. Intimacy. This is all about taking the time to be of service, which you all are. That's why you have your businesses. So this is going to come second nature to you. Taking time to be of service and cultivate intimacy with your audience. So I'm going to talk about this in a very specific way. The very specific way that I'm going to talk about this today is client attracting workshops. You don't have to build a business that is an event-based business. My business is an events-based business, meaning I love to run workshops like this one. Every kind of workshop. Events, creating workshops, retreats, women's circles, like that's my jam. So that's where I'm speaking from today. Although some of what you can glean here can be used for other business models. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So for now, we're going to talk about client attracting workshops, which are one of the top ways that wealthy light leaders, women light leaders, create intimacy with their audience and sell their programs. So I made 100K in 100 days, multiple times, by offering free and low-cost workshops as a powerful way to invite women into my own cornerstone program, right? Now, what I love about using workshops as a way to attract clients is that it's relational. We get to relate with one another. We get to be together, right? We get to emotionally connect. We are creating an environment of intimacy. And I can just kind of have fun. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my pillow. I can just have fun being in my genius with my teachings, making an offer, making an invitation, receiving signups. And there's no complicated funnels, no email sequences, no social media posts, unless you want to. So let me inspire you. Let me go ahead and give you some more examples here. So we already met Laura, and notice that as I was telling her story, I was naming that Laura would actually teach workshops, right? She would invite folks into her membership through her journaling workshops, okay? Now, Eva earned $90,000 in 90 days during her time in my business mastermind. She was already an established coach, so she already had an established business. She had recently grown her email list by hosting an interview series, which is a beautiful collaborative way to grow your list. So she had an audience that was thriving and feeling connected to her, and she decided to offer 2 workshops online for her community to create an environment of even deeper intimacy with them. And the workshops were abundantly filled because her email list was thriving. And she had fun showing up and being in her genius with her teachings. During her workshop, she made her offer, right? She made her invitation. She told people about her new program. And she invited people, instead of selling the program right then and there, she invited people to book an application call with her. So for those of you that are already doing consults in your business, this is a really great model. So she took the time to have those calls, right? Remember, this spanned a whole season. This spanned 90 days. And because her workshop, her invitation, and the program that she was offering were aligned, she attracted aligned people. And she received lots of signups. She earned, first time she did this, she earned $60,000 in 90 days, so about $20,000 a month, in addition to the income she was already earning with her one-on-one practice. There were no complicated funnels, no email sequences, no social media posts, right? Show up and teach workshops, invite people into your program. And then she was able to repeat this a little less than a year later, earning $90,000 in 90 days. Now, so if you don't want to explicitly sell during your workshops, like if you are already doing client attracting workshops and you don't want to do any selling, that's okay. You can invite people into a one-on-one enrollment call like Eva, which means that your one-on-one enrollment flow might be an area in your business to elevate this next season. Okay, I'm just going to give you one more story to kind of highlight the client, the intimacy through client attracting workshops concept. So Alma's story is more humble, but she did add $5,000 to her income in a way that she can repeat anytime. So Alma is a psychotherapist with a thriving practice, but she's also passionate about energy medicine. And she has a kind of a separate business around energy medicine and women's circles. So she chose to lead a monthly workshop. So she decided to create a business model where she's leading a workshop every month. And so these workshops are small and intimate. She's got a smaller following than Eva. And just a handful of women attend her workshops. So this is just, easy, small, intimate. During the workshop, she told women about her Chalice of Light Women's Circle and invited them to schedule a connection call with her if they were interested. So again, she didn't do any selling. She's just like, hey, come have a chat with me. A few women joined, and that earned her $5,000 in signups for her women's circle. And this is something that she can repeat in a relaxed way anytime, every month if she wants, to grow her intimate women's circle and create a little extra money. So let me take us out of screen share, because not all of you want to lead workshops, and that's okay. So if you do choose to attract clients through your workshops, you will need to be able to fill your workshops, right? If you're going to create workshops, where are those people going to come from? So let's talk about that for a moment. You do need an aligned following, right? And your aligned following can include a thriving email list, right? An email list that feels connected to you and takes action. So a thriving email list is amazing because you can also directly sell and attract clients directly through your email list. So if you're not wanting to lead workshops, you can actually attract clients directly through your email list if it is thriving, right? And if you do want to lead workshops, you need an email list to fill your workshops, in addition to maybe other avenues of your following. So let me give an example of a couple of women who had some amazing experiences just through their email list. And this, let me just, oh, sorry. Let me just open up the screen share here. Bear with me while I dance with my technology. All right, here we go. Okay, dears. I don't think I did that right. Bear with me for a sec. I'm having a human moment, sisters. Let's take a moment to take a breath. All right, there we go. This is what we're looking for. All right, so having an aligned and thriving email list. So Jan was an established entrepreneur, and she's actually been cultivating her email list for a while. She took the time to come to my mastermind circles to really dial in a powerful message for her relationship attraction program. I'm actually going to give you a link to her program info page so you can actually see her message. So she ended up sending an email to her list. She also personally reached out to some women that she had already worked with in the past or who had expressed interest in working with her. So sent an email out to her list, reached out personally to some women, and just basically said, hey, doors are open to my program. Now, in this email, she really spoke to the benefits of working with her. She was crystal clear about how she could support them. She invited people to book a consult, right? Hey, if you're interested in the program, just book a consult with me. No pressure. This is all about just answering your questions and making sure it's a fit, right? And she sent a clear, powerful info page, which I'm going to share with you, to the women who booked a one-on-one consult with her. And her program resonated. A bunch of women signed up, and she ended up making $14,000 in sales for this new program. And I'm going to go ahead and give you, let me go ahead and come out of screen share because I actually want to give you an example so you can actually see what she sent to potential clients. This is the exact info page. It's just a little Google Doc, super simple. But you can take that, you don't need to, we're not going to go into it right now. You can take that with you. But it's a really wonderful example of a powerful info page. It's not a sales page, it's just an info page that she sent to women who had booked their one-on-one sessions with her so that they could kind of get a sense of the program, a deeper sense of the program before they even got onto the call with her. So they kind of showed up and they're already a yes. And this was the same messaging that she used a shorter version in her email. So let me go back into screen share because I want to go ahead and share one more story of a woman who had a thriving email list and what she was able to create. So Debbie is a dear sister. I also want you to note that like Eva, like Amma, Jan offered a one-on-one consult, right? So it's another powerful example of your one-on-one enrollment flow and how that might be an area in your business to elevate in the next season. So, all right, let me inspire you with a dear sister who consistently enjoys $20,000 income months through her email list. So Debbie celebrated her first $20,000 month during her time in my business mastermind. Debbie has been a she's been a hypnotherapist. She's been a hypnotherapist for 30 years, but she had never had a $20,000 month. And she kind of just had like a bunch of different offerings that she was constantly selling here and there and just kind of like scraping her income together. So she decided to run a single session sale. Basically, she offered a 30-minute hypnosis stress buster session. She sent it out to her email list. She offered it for $60. She really spoke to the benefits of working with her and was crystal clear about how she could support them in this session. She has a pretty small list. She has maybe about 1,000 active people on her list. 40 people ended up buying her session. So she made a little bit of money right there and then. During the session, if it felt like a fit, she invited them in a very loving way to work with her further. Some said yes, some said no, but she was able to earn $20,000 in new package signups in 1 month with this method. And this has been something she's been able to repeat again and again. So, a really lovely example of clear message, taking the time to really dial in, get feedback on your clear message, speak that powerfully to your community. In this case, Debbie spoke it to her email list. And that ingredient of intimacy that Debbie wove together with her community, in this case, through her email list. So I want to switch gears real quick back to events, back to client attracting workshops, okay? Because this leads us to our fifth ingredient. So in order for your workshop to attract paying clients, you need an irresistible offer. You need an irresistible invitation. So number 5 of the sacred 7, and this is the number 1 key, sisters, this is the number 1 key that will help you scale your business, whether you're reaching for just adding a few thousand extra dollars to your income each month, or whether you're wanting to scale to a 6 or 7 figure business as a light worker. This is the number 1 ingredient right here, the ingredient of invitation. This is your irresistible offer. How you invite people to dive into the depth with you. An offer is an invitation that you make that invites people to join your program or to hire you. And there's an art to inviting people into your world, right? To make your offering feel like a natural next step, right? So you need to have your offer call to action that actually inspires signups and sales. And I'm going to give you a powerful example of a woman who earned $100,000 in 1 month because her offer was her rally cry. I'm getting chills. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to tell you exactly how she did it, exactly her business model. I want to give you a tip, though. If you are inviting people to sign up with you, like if you're making your offers, if you're making your invitations and you're not getting the signups that you desire, probably the linchpin is in your offer, how you're making your offer, right? So the biggest tip I could give you to make your offer irresistible is to practice your offer until it is embodied. Remember that power pose we took earlier? Practice your offer until it is embodied, right? Until it is going, it's in your body, it is part of your transmission, it is going to resonate. So women in my Rise Sisterhood community, women in my business mastermind, practice their offers with each other. We get together in small Queen's Council circles to give each other loving, constructive feedback. And it is so inspiring to watch the whole group light up as a woman practices her offer, right? This is a green light. It is an indication that her offer is irresistible and clear and will be well received by her audience as well. So your offer, your invitation is the number 1 key to enrolling dozens or even hundreds of people every year into your offerings. And I just want to say that even the most established women business owners never outgrow working on their offer. It is a part of your business that you never outgrow because your work is always evolving and deepening. And therefore, your invitation is always evolving and deepening. Does this resonate? Type yes in the chat if this is resonating, and then I'll give you an inspiring example. Okay, beautiful. Alexi, Lori, Jessica, Judy, Erica, Terry. Okay, beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Lisa Marie, Lila, Harriet. Okay, beautiful. I don't know what the offer is. So your offer is the invitation that you make. So we're talking about Eva and Laura and Amma as a few, like during their workshops, they taught workshops. During their workshops, they made an invitation. They invited the audience into their program, their women's circle, their membership. That invitation is often called the offer. Sometimes it's called the call to action. Yeah. So your offer is your invitation. And that's the fifth ingredient is invitation. So let me give you an inspire. This is my final example of the day, an inspiring example. Okay. So Lisa was a sister in my business mastermind when the murder of George Floyd took place. And she was, and many of us was, as I'm sure you were, deeply, deeply impacted, not only by that, but just this whole, decades, right? Centuries. And she took the time to listen to her community, and not only my business mastermind, right? She really put her finger on the pulse of her community. She created a program of depth that was inspired by the moment, right? It was aligned with the moment, and it was aligned with what her audience wanted. And she decided to create intimacy with her community. Now, she did this in the form not only of workshops, she did teach a couple of workshops, but she also did through Facebook Lives, right? Because that's something just natural to her. Her community's on Facebook. That's where she enjoys being. And so she created intimacy. And man, did she embody her offer? Lisa's offer was her rally cry. I'm getting chills again, right? It was aligned with the moment and what her audience wanted. It was her invitation. Essentially, her invitation was that she announced her new allyship/leadership program. And people resonated, right? Her offer resonated. And she ended up earning $20,000 in 1 month. She had never had a $20,000 month before. She had always had a tough time filling her programs. And then she built on that. She honed her program. And 3 months later, she released the next deeper version of her program. She raised her prices. She was able to reach a wider audience by teaming up with some other women who also had broader audiences. And she was able to earn $100,000 in 1 month. Wow. It's amazing. Some of you know Lisa, so it feels really wonderful to celebrate her. Has this been helpful for you? Type yes in the chat if this has been helpful. Beautiful. There was a little bit of confusion around the ingredients, so we'll do a recap. Oh, beautiful. Okay, great. It's resonating. Okay, wonderful. So let's recap the sacred 7. We've gone through 5 of them. go ahead and put this in the chat. The first two are inner game, self-care, spiritual commitments. Nobody's inspired by you staying up until 2 a.m. working on your website. No, that's not a gateway to prosperity in your business. We've all been there. Number two, attunement. We've talked about this a lot. I really wanted to thread this through the entire time today. Let go of the lone wolf. Connect with your community, connect with colleagues so that your strategy and your message are aligned. You're moving forward with intentionality. Depth. Have a program that is the cornerstone of your work. It doesn't have to be high ticket. It could be a high ticket program, but it doesn't have to be. I gave you examples on either side of the scale of high ticket versus low ticket today. It's scalable, meaning ideally it's a group program. It allows you to serve many. Ideally it's evergreen, so you can say yes anytime somebody wants to join it. Number 4 is intimacy. In this case, we're talking about client attracting workshops, although we did talk a little bit about intimacy with your audience. In this, we talked about an email list, but intimacy. Invitation. This is your irresistible offer. How you invite people to dive into the depths with you. How you talk about that. The actual words you use to invite them, right? And then number 6 and number 7 are coming up next. So we're going to dive into those in a moment. Okay, now I'm confused about how 4 is different from 5. Intimacy. So there's a client attracting workshop, right? Maybe an hour, maybe 90 minutes. In that workshop, that workshop becomes a portal. That workshop becomes a gateway to invite people into a natural next step, right? And I give you a bunch of examples of women who led workshops and exactly what programs they invited folks into. So you're welcome to re-listen to this recording. Message me next week and I'll send you the recording. So you can look at those examples again, because I really broke down exactly what each woman did. And that might be helpful for you. Yeah, okay. So I would say of these ingredients, I think number 2 and number 5 are the most important strategically for your business. Okay. So let's do a recap of the practical, because we did talk about some practical pieces. In a moment, I'll give you the 6th and 7th of the Sacred 7. But let's go ahead and recap the practical. So I'm going to give you a little visual. Here we go. Okay. So we talked about, as practical business structures, you might want to think about offering a sought after cornerstone program, something you become known for, right? You offer it again and again. It's like Marie Forleo's B School. You may want to think about creating client attracting workshops. If you're already creating workshops, your next step, the place you may need to grow, is more abundantly filling your workshops. Or if you're already leading big workshops, but you're not attracting clients, maybe there's some client attracting elements that need to be woven in, okay? We also talked about growing your email list, having an email list that's engaged. That is part of your following. Those are the people that have already said yes to you, right? They have joined your list, and they'll be more likely to say yes to things in the future. We also talked about crafting an irresistible offer, right? This is your invitation, your call to action. This was Lisa's rally cry. And another piece that that was just covered in several of the examples, so I bring it in here, is that if you are doing consults and you're not getting much conversion, like you're not getting a 50, 60, 70, 90% sign-up rate when you hop on the phone with people, you may need to elevate your one-on-one enrollment flow. So where do you need to grow? Just take a moment to just do a little bit of reflection, a little bit of journaling. We're going to open it up in a moment into the chat. Where do you need to grow? Do you need to create a Cornerstone program? Do you need to create and fill client attracting workshops? Do you need to grow your list? Do you need to craft irresistible offers? Do you need to elevate your enrollment, your client enrollment? I am going to take us out of screen share. And I want to give you a moment to type into the chat where you identified that you might need to grow. Where do you need to grow? Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Oh gosh, it's going to make such a big difference for you, August, in terms of not only having another stream of income, but having that continuity for your clients and built-in community that they're going to receive with each other. I totally see that for you, August. That's beautiful. Need to figure out what my Cornerstone program is, building my list, email list, Cornerstone program, haha, all of them, especially Cornerstone and the invitation. So glad to hear invitation, because that's a #1 linchpin in most women's business, is making an invitation and then it kind of falls flat. So thank you, Uma, for bringing that in. Beautiful. I know my program, but not sure how to make it available. Beautiful. Looks like Mitch looks like you have lots of questions, so I wasn't planning on doing a Q&A today, but we'll see what we can do. Cornerstone program, engage email list, one-on-one consult improvement. Yeah, beautiful. Craft an offer that sizzles and attracts. Yes, Harriet. Okay, beautiful. All right. Anyone else coming through? Oh, create workshops. Beautiful. Just kind of scrolling up. I missed a couple. All right. So in a moment, I'm going to give you the final 2 of the Sacred 7. And these are brief. These are quickies. But before we do that, I have an invitation for you, sisters. I want you to feel totally supported in your journey to add $2,000, $10,000, $100,000 to your business income. I would love to support you step by step to create and sell prosperous programs, to grow your list, to abundantly fill your workshops. And I want you to feel surrounded by consistent, ongoing support and community for your business. So I would like to invite you to join my business mastermind, the Rise Sisterhood. Rise Sisterhood includes unlimited access to my Queen's Council circles. These are business mastermind circles where you receive high-level business knowledge and loving feedback on any part of your business. Come to Circle to practice your offer until it's irresistible. Join us to dial in your workshops and your programs and your memberships and your courses until they resonate and are magnetic. Let us help you craft a clear, powerful message for any part of your business. Your Rise Sisters in Circle with you are entrepreneurs with experience and skills. So you can come to Circle to receive consistent support with women colleagues who are committed to your highest success. These circles also give you unlimited coaching with me. I've been a business coach for 15 years. I've helped many women measurably increase their income. Like these inspiring sisters that I shared with you today, Eva, Debbie, Amma, Jan, Lisa, Lara, you do not have to figure out anything in your business alone. Bring any part of your business to Circle and we will help you. And circles are virtual. You can attend from anywhere. You can come as often as you want. If you have a busy schedule, I know you're busy women, or maybe you have travel plans, just come a couple times a month and move forward at your own pace. As soon as you join Rise Sisterhood, you get immediate access to my Wisdom Vault of business trainings that include a game-changing one-on-one enrollment training called How to Sell Your $1,000 to $15,000 programs without being pushy. So many women have increased their sales with this one training. And my client attracting workshop formula, so that you can attract clients anytime you teach. I'm actually teach you the 13 ingredients to weave into your workshops so that they attract clients. And you also get my irresistible offer templates to craft offers that attract signups and sales. And finally, Rise Sisterhood includes monthly heart networking gatherings. Let our community help you reach new audiences, grow your email list, fill your workshops, come heart connect with an entire community of supportive sisters right here in Rise who can spread the word for you. All of these women attracted over 100 attendees to their workshops because women right here in the Rise community helped them spread the word. And these women achieved bestseller status with their books because they networked. They took the time to heart connect and gather a supportive circle of sisters to share their books widely out into the world. And that's what I want for you, to rest and receive signups and sales without hustling, because you surrounded yourself with women who understand the power of cross-pollination. So beloved, I invite you to join Rise Sisterhood. Membership is $333 per month, but today you can join Rise Sisterhood for $111 per month instead, because I want to make sure that you create and sell sought after prosperous programs, that you grow your business in community, that you abundantly fill your workshops, that you grow your email list and your audience, and create financial freedom. And because you joined me live in community today, I will gift you with an even deeper discount. I would like you to join today for $44 for your first month. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link to join right there in the chat. So you can join Rise Sisterhood today for $44. The link is in the chat. You can go ahead and click that link. Now the discount has already been applied and it expires when our Zoom session ends. So you can go ahead and take a moment now to sign up. Once you sign up, just be sure to check your inbox to confirm your email so that you can log in to your courses and your circles and networking right away. So go ahead and sign up. Make sure that you check your inbox right afterwards so you can confirm your email. And I'll also name that your membership is 100% tax deductible. If you're a business owner, which you are. So sisters, for the price of a pedicure, you can join Rise Sisterhood. The discount expires when our session today ends, so go ahead and join now while we're on the call. Being a member of Rise takes the guesswork out of everything. You don't have to figure out any part of your business alone. If you're ready for a game-changing business program that is also affordable, join us. Rise Sisterhood is all about allowing yourself to be lifted higher. And for those of you that joined today, I hope that this is a community that you choose to be a part of for years to come. And I welcome you. Beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, I just have got a quick question. Is this for newbies to business and entrepreneurs? Started in June. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Taisi, so I will say about half of the women in my business mastermind community have businesses that are already at the six-figure level or beyond. Then obviously there are many other women who are at different stages. Some women have been in business for decades, and some women are newer, and you are welcome to join as a newbie. I have just some wonderful resources that every time you come to Circle, I can give you resources and templates that I wish I had when I was starting out. I also started out with live in-person events. Everything was live, so I've got a lot of wisdom when it comes to creating an in-person business. So absolutely. Thank you, Lisa, for being so sweet. Yeah, Lisa is part of the community. And yeah, let's see. Anna is saying it's a beautiful offer. Yeah, Anna, it's interesting. Many women have come into Rise who are in what I call a gestation, meaning they're not yet ready to launch. They're still kind of gathering information and resources. And it can be a wonderful place to watch other entrepreneurs who are already a few steps ahead of you, to watch them and get ideas and be like, ooh, I love what she's doing. That's a good idea. Let me ask her how she does that. So I think it'd be a wonderful, if you want to surround yourself with women who are experienced, I think joining Rise would be an incredible move. So yeah, absolutely. Shannon, beautiful. Yeah, Shannon's part of Rise, or part of my business mastermind community. Beautiful. Thank you, Shannon. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you. All right, I'm just soaking up the love here, but I want to give you the final two of the Sacred Seven, and then we are, because I'm aware of the time. So let's go ahead and give those to you. So let's go ahead and give you the final two of the Sacred Seven. This is just quick. So number 6 of the Sacred Seven is spaciousness. Spaciousness. Oh, August, I'll message you privately because I know we already had a little thread going. So spaciousness. So remember when I was talking about Eva, I won't do a screen share right now. Eva was one of the first examples I gave. She gave herself 90 days to fill her program. So she's on this beautiful, spacious, like seasonal business model that I wish more women engaged in. Spaciousness, we are in a great gestation. I talked about this in the Feminine Frequency Facebook group the other day. Most women I know are in this like massive gestation right now. And we are being asked to move more slowly than is comfortable. And I think sometimes we try to rebel against that and just move really quickly. And I gotta move forward. And there's that frenetic energy comes into play again. And so I would reframe that this great gestation. First, type yes into the chat if when I say we're in a gestation or I'm in a gestation. If you also feel like you're kind of in this gestation, like your insides are goo and there's something big coming and that you're supposed to create some other thing is about to be birthed, but you're not quite sure. Beautiful. Okay, great. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad you resonate with what I'm talking about. And it's okay if you don't, because I know that some of you are in action, you're ready to launch, you have clarity, and you can have both, right? This great gestation, we're being asked to move more slowly. But I would reframe that and I would say, we're being asked to move more intentionally, right? When I look at other women in my community who have very established, very sustainable, financially sustainable businesses, they plan their launches. Maybe instead of saying launch, I'll say their client enrollment flow. They plan their client enrollment flow, their launches, like 6 months in advance. One of my dear sisters, Penelope, who many of you know, she already has her client attracting workshops. She already has the dates set for 2024. I'm not saying you have to know what 2024 looks like, but I want you to set an intention as you step into this next year. I want you to set an intention to weave more spaciousness into your daily schedule, into your business vision as a whole. Let go of this pattern that I see all the time of like, I want to launch a program. I'm going to launch it 3 weeks from now, or I want to launch a program. I just see that all the time. And it's coming from this place of scarcity and trying to make quick money. But what happens is that it kind of being in that constant like immediacy, it ends up actually snuffing the energy of what you're creating out. We want to give our offerings room to breathe, room to become alive. And some of what I talked about, we want to give our offerings time to be able to run our ideas by our colleagues, right? To run your pricing and your approach and how you're going to sell this program and your messaging. How are you talking about this program? Give that all time. Once you have a program and once you're really good at selling a program, like you're like, I have this program, I'm really good at selling it, I know how to talk about it, then I want you to even then see if you can weave in even more spaciousness. So if you're kind of getting like launch fatigue, that's a sign that you're just not giving yourself quite enough time to spaciously dance with your launch, right? You're putting deadlines on yourself that are causing that sense of claustrophobia. So spaciousness. And then number 7 of the sacred 7. And this is a helpful pricing positioning hack that really increased my own client attraction. And this is an ingredient of generosity. Generosity. Let me go ahead and type this into the chat real quick. Oh, and thank you for your shares in the chat about your own gestations. Absolutely. Yeah. For some of us, it's like 2 years, 3 years. Absolutely. I appreciate you, Anna, for sharing what you shared. So this is an ingredient of generosity. So when I made $100,000 in 100 days, I offered a generous discount. Discounts, and I'm not saying underprice yourself, but discounts and sales can be powerful because of that ingredient of generosity. They can make your offerings accessible, right? And so sales and discounts can also entice people to take action. So when I made my $100,000 in 100 days, I offered client attracting workshops. In my case, they were online webinars. During that webinar, I made my offer. I invited people to take a next step with me. In that case, in those days, it was for my, $3,000, $4,000 program. So I wasn't selling right then and there. I invited the women to book a consult call with me. But what I told them right there during my webinar is, hey, let me tell you about my program. If it resonates with you and you book your call with me, if you decide to join while you're on the call with me, I'm going to give you a 20% discount. And so they kind of showed up to the call already excited to kind of get this discount. And then when I got onto the phone with them to have that conversation, to have that one-on-one consult, I reminded them at the beginning of the consult, I said, hey, this is not about pressure. I honor your yes, I honor your no. If you do join today, though, I will give you a 20% discount. I reminded them. So again, they're kind of in that, people love a sale. I was going to say women love a sale. People love a sale, they love a discount. They love a bargain. And it felt really good to be generous as well. It landed really well. And 95% of the women I talked to joined my programs. And my conversion rate from my sales calls had already been kind of like 75, 80%. That's an area of my business that has always just been really comfortable. But when I brought in this discount, my conversion rate went up. I mean, more women were a yes. Pretty much everyone who got on the phone with me was just like, yes. And all of the women who hired me when I did that said, wow, this is really reasonable. Thank you. And also kind of came to the conclusion like, wow, this is what I've been looking for. So that's my little note that worked for me, for those of you that do one-on-one consults, but you can weave in discounts and sales into any part of your business. Ultimately coming from that place of generosity. Okay. So I know that I went over our time. It felt so good to be here with you, and so good to really feel you during our time together. I appreciate your attention, and I do want to give you the link to join Rise Sisterhood if you haven't had a chance to do that, so that you can grab this $44 price of a pedicure discount today. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. I'm happy to stick around for just a couple minutes to answer a couple of questions. Those of you that have joined Rise, you can come to Circle as often as you want and ask me as many questions as you want. So if you're noticing you have a lot of questions bubbling up, get into Rise, come to Circle. I'm happy to be there for you in small, intimate circles to answer your questions whenever you need. So thank you. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, Catherine. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off, and blessings. Thank you so much for being here.